Hey, everybody, Debbi Starr here, coming back at you with another Go High Level update. They are updating things so quickly, it's really hard to keep track of everything. But this one, I think, is if you're building funnels and you're trying to sell things, and especially if you have different layers of things that you're selling, you are going to love this. So I am going to share my screen always, and let me first figure out where I want to go. Okay, so let me just hop in here. Hey, and don't laugh at me with my grandma sweater here. It's still summertime, but all of a sudden you can tell the weather is changing. So I'm starting to get cold already. All right, so here we are. I am working on a quick little sales page here, and let me back out of this just for a minute. Uh, uh, if you're kind of new to building inside of Go High Level, now here's a quick little tip for you. If you're creating things from scratch, or even if you're using a template, what I like to do is I will start with my first page. And when I get everything done, so in other words, the SEO stuff, the header, the footer, all of that kind of stuff that you want on all of the pages, then the easiest thing to do is just to clone that funnel step, because then kind of the basic information is already built in there. All right. So that's what I did first. I just cloned the first page, and now we'll just open this up here. And let me hop down to so my footer page here, this, or my footer section. This was a global footer, and I've got another video someplace that talks about it, but just a quick recap: a global footer, global footer, say that 3 times. What that will do is if you make a change to it on this page and you have other pages within this funnel, it will update all the way across. Now, one cool little thing, I'm just going to go back here, and you'll come down here where it say it. Well, let me back up a minute. When you create something that you want to use over and over again, then you can save it, and you either save it as a global, meaning it will impact everything just in this funnel, or you can just save it in general. And that means you can pull it from one place to another. So I'm kind of throwing all kinds of things at you. So I'm sorry about that. But you'll see here over to the left here where it says saved sections. But what I want to point out to you is they now have something brand new called universal sections. And what that is, let's say my footer down here, I'm going to close this just for a second. Let's say that this is the footer that I use regardless. It doesn't matter what I'm building. This is it. I'm, sold on the color and the links and the text and all that kind of stuff. Then I could actually save it as, so if I click the little save button here, it's just telling me I've already saved it, but I could save it as a universal. And by doing that, what it will do is then every time I pull in the universal, regardless of what I'm working on, and I make a change to one of these, it will change it across multiple funnels. Let that sink in for a minute. So that is very powerful. So if you do have some things that you use over and over again and you'd like to tweak, so another good application of that might be like a little testimonial section. And you might continue to add to the testimonials, but it's kind of the same format regardless of what you build. And but you don't want to have to go back and say, well, I don't think I want that person's testimonial anymore. I'm going to update it with a new one, whatever it is. If you created that section as a universal section, it will go all the way across the board. So that's very cool. So anyway, I digress, but I just had to mention that. So now here is my page that I'm working on, and I already dropped this in, but I just want to talk about it. Again, if you're new with Go High Level, remember that things are built kind of like those little nested dolls, where we have a page. Then within the page, we have a section. Within the section, we have rows. Okay. And then within those rows, we have columns. So if we were going to add a new section, we first decide what size. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop this in so you can see me do it live here. I'm going to change the background color just a hair so you can kind of see what I'm working on. So we've added the section. Then the next thing we need to do is how many columns do we want? So we could, add a 2-column. I'm just going to add a 1-column here. And then in that 1 column, I'll click add again. And now I'm just going to add a headline, and I'm just going to say really cool stuff. Okay. And then I can click the little plus here, and then I could add some other element here, whatever I want to do. All right. But you'll also notice that they have pre-built sections, and a pre-built section is just like it says, it's already pre-built. I will say, and you can change anything. So here's one with like a little background image and a little block. Here's one with a counting timer. Here's like a 2 column. Hey, I'm so and so. All of that kind of stuff. All right. So pre-built. This is the about, and if we go all the way down, there's all kinds of things here. All right. So they do have a plan section. The difference between the pre-built section, it basically kind of takes over everything. Then if you wanted, if you didn't want this creamy background, you wanted the blue background, then you'd have to go in and change it and all of that kind of stuff. All right. But they just recently, finally, after I'm going on and on here for 10 minutes, one of the new elements that they've just introduced. So over here to the left, when I go to elements, if I come down, keep coming down. And did I pass it? Probably did. Oh, here it is, right here. Look for the new here, and there is a pricing table. So I'm just going to click and bring that in to this section that I just built here. So there it is. So the difference of using the element versus the section is, notice I'd already had my blue background, and now I've got this section here, and so I don't have to mess around with that. Sorry, my OCD here is just saying I've got to dress this up just a little bit. All right. And there it is. So super easy to use. You can just come in here, change all of this, and then click the button to get started and then change it. So how is that for easy? Absolutely love it. So let me come back here. Hopefully you saw all that. All right. So as a quick little recap, if you're using GoHighLevel and you're building out your like product page, and if you have more than one offering, using those pre-built sections or pre-built elements is going to save you a ton of time. Before you leave, let me just mention this. It's always good to give people more than one option. And if you can give a higher priced option, it does what they call anchoring the price. So if somebody wants me to build out their funnel or their web page, my VIP daily rate is $1,500. That's my daily rate. But maybe I'm really selling like a 2-hour jumpstart package, and that's $350. And then maybe the other thing is just a 1 hour, and that's $200, for instance. Okay. Do you see how by stacking and giving people 3 options, or at least 2 options, the one that you really want them to purchase, let's say the 350 option, the jump starting, and that is a true package that I have. Do you see how all of a sudden the 1500 is like, well, I don't I don't have the money for that, but yeah, I could do the 350 package. So when it makes sense, try to give more than one option, and it helps with the price anchoring. Another little tidbit too is if you're offering like a low price ticket, now there's upsells and cross sells and there's all kinds of stuff, which I'll get into in another video. But if you could also do price anchoring for that. So I'm getting ready to launch. Should I tell you the secret of what I'm going to launch? Maybe I'll just let you know. It's called the Finishing Circle. It's a very low priced membership, only $9 a month. And what we focus on is getting you to the finish line with all of these million projects that's swirling around in your head. So I'm going to be, actually, that's the page that I'm building right now. So I'm going to be building that. And most of the people will be joining that because that's what they need. But I will also offer the option of my advanced kind of VIP support. Right now it is a steal. It's only $49 a month. But do you see how if I have a $9 and then I have my $49 and then we just talk about what's offering there, and then I might live on the wild side and then just even say, hey, if you want me just to do it for you, I have my deluxe package and here it is. So again, even for low price things, it's beneficial if you can find something. And I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Quit selling yourself short, because a lot of times, especially when people are first getting started in their business, they might be saying, "Oh, nobody's going to pay me $1,000 or $1,500." Well, guess what? If you make the offer, somebody is probably going to buy it because there's people out there that need your services. So live on the wild side. Don't sell yourself short. Try that. Anyway, that's all I had for you today. So today is a GoHighLevel or GHL feature update, something that I'm super excited about. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, what would you like to see? Are you struggling with trying to use GoHighLevel, or are you struggling with just trying to figure out how to build your online business? Let me know, and I will curate some videos just for you. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe, like, give me a comment, all that kind of stuff. See you in the next one. Take care.